Oh no, why did you come here? Now your souls are forfeit. You have entered the 9 circles of hell. But alas, a man only dies once. He should enjoy it. Hey there. So I'm recording some stuff here again, and I'm probably gonna show you a little bit of that, but on and off since I started my YouTube channel, I've been receiving questions about Theory and Practice, a band that I played with between 95 and 2002. Usually revolving around me playing a song from either the first or the second album. First album was called Third Eye Function, and the second album was called The Armageddon Theories. And it's a bit hard because we didn't have click tracks back then. When the underground did not have click tracks, we just pressed record. That was it. So if I could probably learn to follow the ups and downs in the tempos, but it takes a lot of time, and I have other stuff to do. So I thought I'd play some stuff that I sort of remember from the first song of the first album, called Submissive. That was the first song I think we ever wrote together. And I'm also gonna play a little bit from the first song from the second album, called Dehumanized. So people who listen to that band may perhaps not realize where the inspirations for the music came from. And it was actually, a lot of it came from a small subgenre of thrash metal called techno thrash, or that's what we call it, unrelated to the dance genre called techno. And it revolved around changing riffs a lot, and also playing a riff full the first time and then chop it off the second time and stuff like that, or having like things go in patterns of like 1-3-2, 2-3-1, and you know, kind of confusing the audience a little bit. So it was pretty funny when we played live to see the audience try to headbang to the music. So the whole idea was to do unexpected stuff all the time. The inspirations came from bands like Atheist, Mekong Delta, and Confessor, Believer. Also a little bit of the Meshuggah stuff. They were kind of getting big around that time. Destroy, Raise, Improve, and also the Nun EP. We were sort of influenced by bands like Morbid Angel and like death metal bands like that, but the main thing was actually like technical thrash metal bands, I think, if I remember correctly. A lot of people think that we sort of sat there and counted to 5 and 7 and stuff like that, but we never did that. The riffs were created and we never counted while playing. We just learned the riffs in our heads, and you know, me as a drummer, I learned the riff in my head and tried to accentuate the beats that were supposed to be accentuated, or you know, and it involved a lot of like cymbal chokes without the bass drum, and playing fills that ran into the next bar and kind of came back late and stuff like that. A lot of experimentation, and it kind of made me think in a certain way about music thanks to that band. I tried to remember the first song of the first album called Submissive, and the first thing that happens is like a pattern, and the riff is playing something like that, and I play that on the toms while having like 16 notes running underneath. And the song was pretty slow when we first started playing it, and then it got faster and faster. And then when the verse begins, I play that pattern, I double it up, I think. So I play 16ths in the pattern that I did on the toms, while just keeping a steady beat with the hands. And the riff after that was really technical, I thought, back in '95, where we play a pattern in the first section, and then in the second section we switch it around and play it in an opposite way, I guess you could say. That's sort of what I remember from that song. I haven't listened to it in ages, and remember the first album was released 26 years ago, and the song was written like 28 years ago. Oof, gee, Christ, I'm old. When the earth was young, they were already old. And the first song of the second album, which came out in '98, called The Armageddon Theories. The first song from that one is called Dehumanized. And there I play some cymbal accents in the beginning. And then I go into this pretty slow double bass part that I do triplets over. And if I did that today, I would probably play fast 16ths instead. But back then I played like triplets, so slow like 8 notes and then triplets. And after that we have the verse, which is one of those was pretty crazy, because we were supposed to slow the tempo down at the end of like the riff segments, which was really tricky because we didn't really slow down equally. We didn't really slow down equally. So I slowed down a lot, and the other ones did slow down a little bit less, and you can imagine. But we sort of got a little bit very interesting, sort of like it was meant to be at last. And it's one of those things where you kind of prolong the riff a little bit here and there, make it a little bit longer than people expect it to be, maybe. After that there's a fast drum thing where I play the snare on 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 basically. And that's like probably the main things in the beginning, at least, of the song. Close enough. So I hope that'll do for now. Yeah, the band came together and we had pretty different backgrounds musically. I had played old school death metal for a few years, and the other guys had been playing more symphonic stuff. And Johan, who was on the first album, he also played like old school death metal, but it wasn't old school back then. It was just death metal. Nowadays you would call it old school. So me and Johan had been playing old school death metal, and Peter and Matthias had been playing more symphonic stuff, some thrashy stuff as well. So we kind of landed in thrash metal and made it a little bit more extreme with like death vocals and all that. And now I'm gonna share something that only I know, but soon you will know it too, where the name Theory and Practice came from. I actually took the name from a band called Sabbath, featuring Andy Sneap, the well-known producer nowadays. Back then he played guitar in a band called Sabbath, and they had released a demo called Magic in Theory and Practice. So I thought, that's pretty cool, so I named the song Theory and Practice. But the other guys thought that we should name the band Theory and Practice. So I actually renamed that song, and we used the title Theory and Practice for the band. I don't remember which song it is. Which song it is. I don't remember which song it is, but it's on the first album, and the words Theory and Practice are in the lyrics. So check that out. Newsflash. Incredible info coming out here. Yeah. Oh my god, he keeps talking. Let me tell you a little joke instead. Why did the Scarecrow get an award? You know that? He was outstanding in his field. I should get an award too.